The imagined legendary value and mystery of the 1979 United States quarter dollar, written in a vivid, emotional, and story-rich style for use in content like YouTube narration. It captures drama, myth, rarity, and the possibility of life-changing fortune without using any external sources. Get ready for a wild numismatic journey. In the vast landscape of American coinage, certain years quietly pass by unnoticed, their coins clinking through pockets and vending machines without a second thought. But every so often, one of those seemingly ordinary coins hides an extraordinary truth, and the 1979 United States quarter dollar might be the most surprising of them all. A coin born in a time of transition, of technology, and of subtle mistakes that would go on to become pure treasure. Most people remember 1979 as the year the first Susan B. Anthony dollar was released, or as a time of rising inflation. But what if I told you the real gem of that year wasn't a dollar at all, but a simple 25-cent coin, a quarter that could potentially make you a millionaire or even a billionaire overnight? Sounds unbelievable, but the stories buried in numismatic circles speak of a 1979 quarter so rare, so distinct, and so valuable that it has become the stuff of legend. This isn't a fairy tale. It's a whisper in a collector's world, about a minting anomaly, a possible experimental die, a misaligned strike, or even an off-metal composition that somehow slipped through the vigilant eyes of the U.S. Mint. A quarter so unique that it shattered every expectation of value. A coin that, if discovered today, could transform a dusty jar change into a ticket to unthinkable wealth. Picture it. You're at home, cleaning out an old drawer, and you find an old coffee tin. Inside, along with faded photos and mystery keys, sits a stack of coins from decades ago. Most are forgettable, except one. It's a quarter, a 1979 quarter. You're about to toss it aside when something catches your eye. The finish looks off. The rim seems thicker. The eagle on the reverse, sharper, bolder, or maybe even slightly misaligned. That's when it hits you. This might be the one. What makes the 1979 quarter so mysterious is that it exists in many varieties, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco minted coins. But some versions have surfaced with characteristics that do not match standard production guidelines. We're talking about things like double die obverse, off-center strikes, or even experimental planchets that weren't meant to be used. A collector's dream and a dealer's obsession. The San Francisco Mint was known for proof coins, but in 1979, a rare handful of quarters escaped into circulation, struck with a proof die, but on business strike planchets. Imagine owning a coin that was never meant to exist, but somehow does. These are the ghosts of the mint, coins so rare that even seasoned experts question their origin. And then there's the whispers of a 1979 quarter struck on a silver planchet, despite official records stating silver had ceased for quarters years prior. Could it have been an accident? A leftover blank from an older batch? Or perhaps an internal test coin that was never destroyed? If you're holding that silver 1979 quarter, you could be sitting on a multi-million-dollar anomaly without even knowing it. We live in a world where people spend lifetimes chasing wealth, working decades just to secure comfort. But for a lucky few, fortune comes in the form of metal and mistakes. The 1979 quarter, in its rarest form, isn't just a collector's item. It's a miracle of chance. A tiny artifact that defies logic and rewrites your future the moment it's discovered. The craziest part? These coins don't always look perfect. In fact, the rarest 1979 quarters found in private sales were in rough condition, tarnished, scratched, even a bit dirty. But what made them shine was not how they looked, but how they were made. The secrets were in the strike, the metal content, the edge, and the die alignment. Details invisible to the average eye, yet golden to those who know what to look for. Collectors paid tens of thousands for simple misprints. Now imagine a 1979 quarter with layered errors, a double die obverse, struck on the wrong planchet, with a rare mint-mark style. Those who know how to authenticate these coins are willing to pay millions in hush-hush private auctions, far away from public eye, far from social media or the coin grading companies. And yes, those sales happen. One such 1979 quarter, ungraded but authenticated by a private appraiser, was rumored to be sold to a Saudi collector for nearly $6.4 million in 2022. The seller? An elderly man who had carried the coin in his wallet for over 30 years, thinking it was just a lucky charm. Little did he know, that tiny piece of change was a silent fortune all along. Even now, new discoveries surface. Estate sales, junk drawers, coin shows, all hiding potential treasure. The 1979 quarter teaches us one of the greatest truths of the numismatic world. Value is not always visible. It lies beneath the surface, behind the year and mint mark, in the hidden details that only speak to those willing to listen. It's a game of patience and passion. And while millions of 1,979 quarters were minted, only a microscopic number carry the errors or anomalies that grant them life-changing value. That's what makes this hunt so intoxicating. That's why collectors can't sleep at night, because they know one coin out there could make history. Some believe one final legendary 1979 quarter remains unfound. A prototype piece struck in a mystery metal, never released, accidentally taken home by a mint employee who passed away before revealing its existence. If you find it, you don't just find a coin, you find a piece of forbidden numismatic lore, worth more than diamonds. Imagine walking into a coin dealer's shop with that rare quarter in hand. You place it on the table. The dealer's eyes widen. He reaches for a loop, then stares silently. A moment passes. He looks up and says, "Where did you get this?" That pause, that silence, it's the sound of wealth about to explode. It's the sound of your life changing forever. If you own a 1979 quarter, especially one that looks odd or feels heavier or has signs of minting errors, do not sell it to just anyone. Don't let it go for $10, $100, or even $1,000. You might be holding the only surviving coin of its kind, a unicorn in the world of quarters, a once-in-a-century discovery. The financial potential aside, these coins are time travelers. They hold the essence of America in 1979, the hopes, the fears, the politics, and the progress. Owning one is like owning a piece of frozen time, a chapter of history encapsulated in metal, passed from hand to hand for decades until it finds you. Let the world chase crypto and digital gold. But a rare 1979 quarter? That's real, it's physical, and it holds value that doesn't vanish with a market crash. Its worth is eternal. Its history forged in metal, and history never goes out of style. So go ahead, empty those old jars. Open the boxes in your garage. Ask your grandparents. Because somewhere, hiding in plain sight, a single 1979 quarter may be waiting to make you unimaginably rich. All it takes is one tiny sliver of silver-colored hope. And remember, fortune doesn't always knock on your door. Sometimes it jingles in your pocket.